Hello everyone, once again this is Rob, and welcome back to Media Awareness and another album review. Firstly, I want to apologize, I'm still ill, so please forgive my nasally sounding nose. Secondly, I want to remind you all the fundraiser continues. For those of you new to my channel or unaware, I am a disabled individual and I use a motorized wheelchair slash scooter all day, every day for my independence, and I need your help. My insurance will not cover anything with regard to my scooter as they view it as a quote luxury item end quote. Despite the fact that I am unable to walk whatsoever, in addition to being unable to use any other type of scooter or power chair, or even a standard wheelchair for that matter, as I only have limited dexterity in one hand. In addition to that, I do not have a backup scooter or wheelchair to rely on at the current time. So if my scooter should malfunction as it did a few months ago, I will yet again be a fish out of water, a scenario I want to avoid at all costs. With that stated, below the title of this video in the description, as well as in a separate section below the information pertaining to the product I'm going to be reviewing. I have a spot fund link there. It is a fundraiser. It's easy to contribute. It takes a few seconds. Any and all help is welcome. I cannot stress that enough. Even $5 or $10 can make all the difference in the world, and you can even contribute anonymously. The purpose of the fundraiser is both to continue the ongoing refurbishing of my existing scooter, as well as to assist me in saving for a new scooter. A few months ago, as alluded to, my scooter malfunctioned, and I was without power to it for roughly 2 weeks. Battery charging mechanism had failed entirely, so I don't want to be in a situation once again where I am basically dependent on everyone for everything. I pride myself on my independence and my ability to do things in my everyday life, and my scooter is part of that. So having a new scooter to use on a day-to-day basis, moment to moment, day to day, and an alternate uh, refurbished model waiting in the wings to be used if necessary, when necessary, is the ideal situation. So please do what you can. Any and all help is appreciated. I do want to extend a gracious thanks to those who have contributed thus far, in addition to those who plan on contributing, as your contributions have and will make a world of difference in my life. Thank you all. I love you all. If you're not yet subscribed to Media Awareness, please consider subscribing to my channel and becoming part of the Media Awareness family. I'd love to have you. Also, like and share, please. If you do subscribe, hit the bell icon. That way you're notified whenever I upload something new and you're the first to see it. So, this is something that I have been waiting for a long time, and I do mean a long time. I am a Pink Floyd fan, uh, a long time Pink Floyd fan, and um, we, as fans, have just gotten treated to Live at Pompeii finally on CD. Now, this was available previously as part of the collection of the early years. I did not get that set. Um, at the time the early years sets were being issued, they were kind of pricey, and I was even unaware that Live at Pompeii was included in that set. Yet, it wasn't included in the same manner that it's presented here in this set. So I will be going over this momentarily. But let me just say, this is a marvelous, marvelous addition to the Pink Floyd catalog, and this probably stands as my favorite Pink Floyd album. I seriously mean that. Um, so I'm going to go through the track listing for you guys. I am going to show you the packaging though. Here is the cover, obviously. Here is the back with the track listing and associated credits. Here is the interior of the actual gatefold itself. Now, I'm not going to go through the booklet that's in here. Many people have done so already online, and I can tell you that the booklet does contain the credits that you would expect, the liner notes, lyrics, etc., and some really nice pictures of the actual Live at Pompeii concert. Um, but I would honestly, if you're that interested in the photographs themselves, I would urge you to pick up a copy of the vinyl. They would look a lot better on that and a lot more visible. They are scaled down for the CD booklet itself, obviously. Um, and you don't get a poster with this as you do with the vinyl also. Poster would be great to have, but unfortunately, those of us who get the CDs do not get the poster. That's okay though. We're going to go through the track listing, and I will give my overall thoughts on the mix and um, some other thoughts I have on this set as well. It is a 2 disc set, I will state that. Um, on disc one, we have the actual body of work that is contained on the uh, accompanying film of Live Pompeii. We have the Pompeii intro, followed by track 2, the Echoes Part 1, and then track 3 is Careful with the Axe, Eugene. Track 4 is Saucer Full of Secrets. Track 5, One of These Days. Track 6, Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun. Track 7, Mademoiselle Nods. And track 8, Echoes Part 2. And that's all in disc 1. Track 2, we get, or disc 2 I should say, we get another take of Careful with the Axe, Eugene, and we also get the unedited version of Saucer Full of Secrets. So this is sort of the missing link in the Pink Floyd catalog. This is an album that should have accompanied the film upon its release as a soundtrack. It never did. It was bootlegged over the years by different people. I never had my hands on one of those bootlegs. Never actually thought about it until recently. But this came along, and fortunately, I didn't have to hunt down a bootleg of this. And this was also graciously provided by one of the viewers of my channel for the Amazon Media Awareness wish list, link below in the description. So I advise you to look that over if you want me to review anything, unbox anything, etc. But this was something that I'm very pleased to be holding. The version that's included on the early years, as I've heard, has Echoes Parts 1 and 2 joined as one piece, as it is heard on the studio album Metal. And I think that's great, but I really appreciate this soundtrack for being true to the film in having Echoes parts 1 and 2 as their separate parts, sort of bookending the album as a whole. That I think makes this a really more immersive experience, in my opinion. Also, Steven Wilson did a remix of this for this particular release on CD as well as a Blu-ray, and although I do not have the Blu-ray yet to review, this CD sounds amazing. The uh, instruments really are all mixed very well. Um, to my understanding, he wasn't really given a lot to work with in terms of source material, but what he did work with was amazing, and it really translates well on this particular release. Um, in particular, uh, the instrumentation is all segmented quite well. It's all you're able to hear every note of every instrument, and um, additionally, you're able to really experience this as if you're in the room with the band itself. Now, I do want to point out for some people, this was not all recorded in Pompeii. There were some tracks recorded later on in Paris. Um, However, it's still a testament to that time in history and to the material that was recorded in the amphitheater at Pompeii itself. And regardless, it is a fantastic live album. Before an audience of no one, except for the cast and crew. Cast, of course, being the band, the crew being the associated individuals who set the rigs up and were mixing it, etc. Um, so this is really, I can't even begin to explain how I feel about this album. I've been wanting this as a CD for a long, long time, and to finally be holding this in my hand is really, really amazing. Um, Live at Pompeii was a landmark event, and the musicians in this particular case were at the top of their game. This was recorded just prior to the band going into Abbey Road to record Dark Side of the Moon. So it's really a uh, pinnacle moment in the band's history in terms of transitioning from the space rock era, which really is captured amazingly well on this particular disc, into the conceptual um, and masterfully recorded Dark Side of the Moon, of course, produced by Alan Parsons. And of course, the band then went on to do Wish You Were Here, The Wall, etc. But this was prior to all that, not by very long either. And, and you get to see the members really in their element. David Gilmour playing phenomenally on guitar. Nick Mason really, really showing off his drumming skills, and you really get to appreciate his drumming more on this than I'd say than any other Pink Floyd album. Um, he's really a powerhouse, and he's not given a lot of credit for that. Richard Wright on keyboards, also amazing, and really, really giving us a lot of atmospheric elements along with some amazing other keyboard work and Roger Waters on bass. Um, at the top of his game as well, and really, really giving us a stellar performance of these classic Floyd pieces. So this album is really an essential to any Pink Floyd fans collection, not only for the performances but for the mix itself. This too, as stated, you have the alternate mixes, um, and this too, it's good for that. But I am happy with simply listening to this one personally. Um, it does it for me. It is the film in essence, and uh, it really, really stands up to any other music that was recorded afterwards. It has an ambiance about it that sort of transcends time. And this is one of these few albums I could say that about that is just, it's not only a representation of that time frame, but it's a transcendent piece of art that simply is timeless. Um, and the tracks that were selected were really well done. Um, I would have personally liked to have uh, personally heard some tracks from Adam Hartmother or Piper at the Gates of Dawn, um, but we get some of Piper on Waguma, of course, um, and those tracks are great, but this is a snapshot of the space rock era of Pink Floyd. And the way it sounds in this mix, it sounds like it was recorded yesterday. And that's amazing. So definitely get your hands on Pink Floyd Live at Pompeii, the 2 CD set. As I stated, it's also available on vinyl, and it's also available on Blu-ray. Um, I hope to be having the Blu-ray very soon, so I can review the actual visual content for you as well, and the restoration that was done for that. Of course, I have the director's cut issued in the early 2000s on DVD, but I am looking forward to getting my hands on the Blu-ray of this concert and having that complete set of the audio and video separate from each other. This is this totally blew my mind in every sense of the word. It really, it's it's the definitive Pink Floyd experience, in my opinion. So don't miss out on this. Get it while you can. It's available everywhere music is sold, and there are a plethora of also other accessories that have been issued to coincide with this, T-shirts, etc. So if you are a fan of early Pink Floyd, do yourself a favor and indulge in what you can. These are some amazing moments in history, and this album sounds better than ever, in my personal opinion. So, there you have it. Pink Floyd, Live in Pompeii, the 2 CD set, remixed by Stephen Wilson, phenomenally mixed, and brought to us in 2025. And this is Rob with Media Awareness, and I hope you all appreciated this album review. I will be back soon with some other videos, but in the meantime, have a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are. Take care. Bye.